perception of your role with the WSOP as media director?
It's changed over the years. For many years, I don't say this with any conceit or, look at me, because I consider myself, like I said, fortunate to have done it, but I was a one-man band for many years. I mean, I played all the instruments, and now we have a full band, a full symphony orchestra, frankly, because the thing has gotten so big.
Are you stunned by that, by the way? I mean, it really has got to be massive.
No, I'm not stunned. And let me tell you why, Derek. And the reason I'm not stunned is this. Fundamentally, I'm human. And here's what I mean by that, is that I have the same emotions, the same loves, the same desires, the same things in life turn me on that would turn on anybody. And so what drew me to this game, and what drew me to the World Series of Poker, was walking in and having that wow factor, or that, oh my goodness, that's Bill Brunson right there, or, just like being, you're at the epicenter of where it's at. It is the moment, it is the place to be. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
They get into this thing about sports. I'll never play the NFL. I'll never get a Major League fastball, but I can somehow be there and do that. It's funny. Everybody has that story that's played the series of they played against this famous player, and in many cases they beat the famous player, and they come away with the stories. And here's a real quick, anecdote I'll give about the World Series of Poker that I just observed, and which still kind of shocks me, is this. What other business, what other endeavor, what other investment could you have where, let's say, 6,000 people come in and they pay $10,000, and 90% of them, because 10% of the field is paid, 90% of them walk away broke. They lost $10,000, usually in the first day or maybe the second day. $10,000 gone. This is real money to most people. It's not like it's a bunch of millionaires. There are people that make, truck drivers and,
Yeah, this is anybody who wants that thrill. They scrape it together sometimes.
Yeah, and they get in with a salad, whatever it is, but it's $10,000. And instead of being bitter and saying, I'll never go back there again, that's what most people would say when they blew $10,000. What do they say? What do they say, Derek?
They say, I can't wait to get back.
To get back next year. Yes, they do. That is what they say. And so what is the magic that creates that? There's nothing else. You can never go into a restaurant and say, I blew $10,000 and I can't wait to go back tomorrow night.
Well, here it is, Nolan. Here it is in a nutshell. Doyle Brunson, a few years back when poker was just exploding, you see that famous ESPN clip where he's looking around the room at all the tables and he's like, I could never have imagined this.
Doyle was there, at the beginning, so I'll give him a bit of I'll give him some slack because, he probably couldn't have imagined when he was there in 1970 talking to Jack Binion, looking at 13 other guys saying, who expected there to be 80,000? That's the numbers that come now. It's 80,000 people, overall. That didn't count spectators and this and that. So, but fundamentally, when I came into the game, it was already kind of hot. I mean, talking about the early 90s, there was already, some buzz. We'd seen it on ESPN a few times. I mean, or on the, we'd seen it on TV. We knew the potential, and it was just a matter of getting the lightning strike. And of course, the lightning strike that everybody, I think, acknowledges now was Chris Moneymaker winning in 2003. And so, having been there and essentially stood right next to that moment in time, and I wrote about it in some detail on my blog, so how that happened behind the scenes. I mean, I think that all sports, if you look back at their history, they all seem to have that watershed moment, whether it was the 1958 NFL championship game between the Colts and the Giants, and first thing on TV. I mean, there's moments in history that just where everything comes together in a perfect storm, and certainly we got that in poker in 2003.